everyone facing conflict in our everyday lives, either organization or personal. We are focusing on organizational conflict here. But what is conflict? How successful people addressed it? And what is the classifications? That's what we're going to see in this video. I'm Amd Rahman from Alpha Resource Management. Let's see the video. What is conflict? The general term conflict is disagreement between two individuals or two group or our own thoughts. And it's a disagreement between opinions and then thought process and then practice, values, and all it comes in the conflict. Critical way it's explained in the book Designing Conflict Management System by Constantino and Merchant. This book is from 1996. Till date, it is really famous book for conflict management, and it is referred conflict is an expression of dissatisfaction or disagreement with an interaction process, product, and service. And we will see some example, especially someone example. Alexa and Jasmine working in sales department, and they are good friends too. Business development manager given the business support plan for the client. They were asking to give the input together, Alexa and Jasmine, in the report, and especially they are asking to make the report. But there is a major clash between Alexa and Jasmine regarding the report input, the plan. So basically what happened is Alexa want to put the input about her own thoughts, but Jasmine want to present it in the different way. In here, there is a conflict between Jasmine and then Alexa is what idea to be input in the business plan. So what happened, the result, we are not talking each other in the office, and same time, we are not submitting the report. Maybe the best solution is to provide the input in the paper together, Alexa and Jasmine together, and see the pros and cons, and even if it is not acceptable, then submitting to the management to review, and final decision will be made by business development manager. So maybe this is the better approach, and this is one of the examples how the conflict arises and how it is continuous. So this is one example. Next we will see the type of conflict. Type of conflict. We segregate conflict in two categories from collection of various data. The category first one is depending on number of people involved in the conflict, and another one depend on reason for conflict. Participation based conflict have 6 subcategories. First one, intrapersonal. Intrapersonal is an individual internal fight is referred to as interpersonal conflict. Conflicting about their desire, values, or emotion may be the cause. Second one, interpersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict occurs when two individuals have a different personality, communication style, values, or interests. There can be an argument, disagreement, or misunderstanding between two people. Intra-group conflict. Conflict within a single group or a team known as a intra-group conflict. A conflict of this nature can result from disagreement about role, duties, objectives, or decision-making procedure. Or for example, 10 people in a group, and between these 10 people have some issue, that's called intra-group conflict. Inter-group conflict. Dispute between several groups within an organization or community, or referred to as inter-group conflict. This dispute may develop as a result of resource competition, conflicting objectives, or old grudges. Inter-organizational conflict. This arises between two or more separate organizations such as business, government, agencies, non-profit organization, or international entities. International conflicts. It's take a place between the various state, countries, sizable of big group. They may involve disagreement of politics, economics, border, or ideology. For example, war. That's called the international conflict. Second category, reason-based conflict. In this conflict, there are 7 subcategories we segregated. First one, task conflict. When people or group have a different opinion about the work itself, talks conflict results. Disagreement over the tactics, methods, or approach to accomplish a common objective may be involved in this. Relationship conflict is more often run on interpersonal dynamic and exchanging than the task itself. It frequently leads to the feeling, miscommunication, and strained interpersonal interactions. Similar to be that interpersonal conflict. Value conflict. When individual or group hold opposing core view or ideals, value conflict will be then the result. This disagreement can be difficult to settle because they involve deep held belief. A resource conflict is difficult between individuals or group fighting for these resources might be brought on by dispute about their allocation, including disagreement over budget, time, equipment, or staff, like a manpower allocation. That's basically resource conflict. Role conflict happens when people feel competing demand or expectation from the many roles they play. For instance, a worker can find it challenging to manage their duties as both a team member and a project manager. There is a total different job description, but the same person. That's called role conflict. Cultural conflict, particularly in diverse organizations or communities. Cultural variations in values, customs, beliefs, and behavior can cause a misunderstanding and dispute. Structural conflict. This is conflict within organization, overall structure about the management, policies, and procedures can result for this conflict. Solution. Conflict basically resolved by experience. There is a skill required for it. Problem solving skill, and then conflict management skill, and then communication skill and negotiation skill especially. So basically what we refer here, the best book for conflict. There are a lot of books about conflict management, but we bring it here. Some major books speaks actual about the conflict management at workplace. Okay, the first one in book I will refer, Resolving Conflicts at Work, 10 Strategies for Everyone on Job, written by Ted Clark and John Goldsmith. This book offers practical approaches to resolving conflict in the work. It represents 10 strategies for addressing different type of conflict and fostering a more positive work environment. 10 strategies of listen actively, develop a shared understanding, building a strong emotional connection between together, cultural mindful awareness, uncover hidden needs, use constructive confrontation, create safe space for conversation, maintain self-responsibility, focus on future. 10th one, the last, empower others. This is a common resolving techniques which is referred in the book. And another next book, Mastering the Thomas Kilmann Conflict Mode Instrument. Interestingly, this book celebrates more than 50 years of Dr. Kilmann refining and using the strategies for addressing all kinds of conflict situations. The major point in this book actually, they segregated 2 dimensions, assertive, cooperative. In the 2 dimensions, there will be avoiding, competing, accommodating, collaborating, compromising. This is a famous formula, and in here you can see that one, assertive and then cooperative, what level it is, and for example, high assertive and then high cooperative is accommodating, and low assertive, low cooperative is avoiding, and if it is in midpoint, it is compromising. When I research about this book, some reviewer says that compromising is not a solution for all the problem, and at the same time compromising should not be a midpoint actually, because if you compromise in every situation, then it is not the solution. So there is some kind of myth or the reviewer's point of view. But by end of the day, this book is resolving many conflict and giving a different perspective about the solution of conflict. Third one, it is not a book actually. It is, most of us know Steve Jobs, Apple president and CEO. While his speech in 1992, he said that about conflict, how he handles it. Importantly, noted what his words. I have always felt that the best way is to get everybody in a room and talk it through until you agree. Deep meaning is you have to listen everyone, and mutual understanding you have to create a better solution. And this line he given and then how he handles since 1992. So why Apple companies talk? Maybe this is one of the reasons. Next one, example of how companies practicing it. Okay, Intel Corporation, everyone knows about it. Whomever joined in the Intel Corporation, all new employees go through 4 hours training module to learn constructive confrontation, which we discussed before. The content of the training program is very important and includes dealing with others in positive manner, using facts rather than opinion to pursue others, and focusing on problem and rather than the people involved. Presence of this program indicate that Intel understanding the potential positive effect of moderate level of conflict, and this training program from tuning the candidate to as an employee in the organization. Okay, the final one topic. Is conflict always evil? When I researched about this topic, conflict management, I found some very interesting line from screenwriting guru, Mr. Robert, author of the book Story, Style, Structure, Substance, and the Principle of Screenwriting. He says, story even creates meaningful changes in the life situations of a character. I'm trying to explain in the simple term. If conflict is not there, then the story will not move on. The character will not be interesting character. Basically, he's trying to say the conflict play the major role for story. Conflict, if you want to achieve the story should be like achieve what it will be, value, then there should be a conflict. That's a great ideology. That's why called screenwriting guru. So basically, conflict should be there. If there is no conflict, there is no development. And here we show one graph called inverted relationship between performance and conflict. Graphical, they're trying to say that one, if conflict is too low, then performance is low. If conflict is too high, the performance lean towards low. The end of the topic, conflict should be there and it should be manageable level. In the conflict, we have a 3 output. End of the conflict, it should be a 3 output. One is win-win situation, win-loss situation, loss-loss situation. Basically, this is the conflict output. Closure of our topic. Since you watch until now, there is some tips to be the conflict management. The first one, listen carefully what opposite person speaks. Because whatever you know, that's not the end of the world. Whatever you don't know, there is a lot in the world. So, listen. And final, communication with the person properly. That's a major and the right time to communicate. This will be the simple method. Most of the case will be resolved here. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions about conflict management, about this topic, whatever you discussed, and if I mention anything wrong, right, please mention in the comment. And don't forget to subscribe us.